something went on here, something went on there.
This time on TNT.
Randy Bachman and Donovan are reunited at Bono's Christmas party.
We play the top 5 Dad's Not Cool jams.
Plus a brand new game, Mafks. It's all coming up right now on TNT.
It's Christmas. Baby, please come home.
Oh, great thinking, Bono, yeah? Invite people over to your Christmas party and play you one Christmas song over and over again. Excuse me while I retreat to the basement to vomit, yeah? It's a terrible song the first time. You don't have to play it 60 times in a row. At least I can find some peace and quiet in the basement, yeah? Get me away from the ruckus. LT holding court and bragging. Prince Charles, please give me a break. What the Queen said about you was right. At least I can be down here in the basement alone with my thoughts.
Huh?
What you? The ghost of Christmas past?
More like the ghost of Christmas gack. What are you doing here, Donovan?
Randy Bachman, what are you doing in Bono's basement? Do you work for him now?
Clearly same as you, getting away from that rocket up there. I was getting the same thing. Too much talking, hearing bios of all these people, man. I'm just chilling out.
Who invited you?
Everybody, man. Like, this was supposed to be my thing, but I just decided, I didn't want to do the responsibility, let Bono take care of it. And I'm just, hanging out, man.
Tell the truth. Are you here as a guest of Daniel Day-Lewis?
Daniel Day-Lewis. Actually, that's funny because I've known him forever. When he was doing that Gangs of New York movie, actually came to my house to learn how to fight dirty. I taught him how to do that.
Randy?
For 6 months, we worked on fighting and, that kind of stuff.
Randy, with all due respect, I've known him since In the Name of the Father. Who do you think it was that gave him the line reading for I know where I was during the bombings? It was me, yeah?
Yeah, that might have been you, but who do you think he came to learn when he was doing My Left Foot?
Who do you think...
That was me.
Who do you think Anthony got the line reading of I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti? It was me.
What does that have to do with anything right now, though?
We're talking about people that are at the party who we might have impacted in some way.
Well, just name somebody. Pretty sure I saw, who's that kid, Harry Potter? Daniel Radcliffe, he's up there, the guy smoking.
That was Winona Ryder. She got her hair cut,
No.
Because I said, you can do Pixie. Not everyone can.
When I was talking to that Harry Potter kid, I said, hey, that book, that J.K. Rowling, we had romped in the high school. When she was in high school, we romped together a bit. And I said, you should, I make you feel magical. Why don't you make a book about magic?
Do you know that Harry Potter is slang for bird, yeah?
I do.
Give us a look at your Harry Potter. Do I make you horny?
Did you see Eric Clapton up there?
Yeah, where do you think the expression the clap came from? Harry Styles, okay? Prince Harry, Harry Potter. I know 3 Harrys I helped get started. Prince Harry wasn't even a prince before he met me.
You know that guy Simon Cowell who made all those Harrys? I kicked him out of a Guess Who rehearsal one time because he tried to tell me how to play a G chord.
Well, guess who doesn't care? Me.
You know what I said? I said, you know what, man? Why don't you go and assess some other talent. I already am talented. Maybe you should do that. Maybe make a show about it or something, like call it Idol. Do that.
Randy, with all due respect again, you put the ass
Why are they
in
playing
assess.
this again, man? This has been on like 4 times, and like Bono's up on the table again. I hear him stomping with those big tall boots.
Randy, it is the holiday season. Do you think we can let bygones be bygones, yeah?
Yeah, you know, I'm Canadian. I believe in that, sure.
Will you give us a hug then?
Why?
Just a holiday hug, yeah?
Alright.
Get off me!
Oh, get out of
You
here.
sodding yob,
Yo, I
trying to
didn't
feel
touch
my
anything,
turd,
man.
cusser.
You! Get away.
There's so much going on.
Yeah, the jam going on and on.
I bet, by the way, if you go to Bono's Christmas party, Baby Please Come Home is on an endless loop.
You know it. You know it's on loop, and they have like Guinness draft taps everywhere. And
I think we should have, we were talking about this offline this morning, I think we should have a best and worst Christmas Carol contest. And I think it should be not only the song, but the actual recording of it.
really?
Like in the same way that guy did the Canadian TV bracket. Like is something about Christmas time better or worse than Baby Please Come Home?
Or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I would stand behind Rudolph.
Yeah.
Or what about Paul McCartney?
What about it?
Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time? Is that a good
the
jam?
worst. Yeah, you're saying the best worst, right?
Well, I
That's
guess I meant, in this context, I meant the worst. Do you think Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time is a good jam?
No, it's the worst. And the Bruce Springsteen one is really annoying, too.
But the Crash Tests version of the First Noel,
That's
I
a
think
good
is
one.
awesome.
But that's a good jam, though. It's hard to screw that jam up.
I guess. But I guess what I like, Brad's voice gives it a kind of ominous quality, or
Kinda
there's
gives
just something
you a-
about the slow shuffle of the bells.
Kind of gives you a, I gotta have another number 2 already
Yeah.
vibe.
And
That
all I
nice-
got for Christmas is a number 2. All I got for Christmas is an upset stomach.
What was
I got
the-
in so much trouble for playing the Crash Test version of the First Noel at Christopher's Beach Club on the Cavendish Boardwalk in July. People thought it was very disrespectful.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember being in IKEA, and it was that Bruce Springsteen one, and it sounds like he starts sounding like David Lee Roth at the end. You're like, oh yeah,
What is that? Is that Santa Claus coming to town?
yeah, Santa is coming to town.
But he pronounces it
starts
sound.
Sound like just a gigolo when he's saying.
That was the worst.
He's hollering and bellowing like Frank D'Angelo in that one there.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome home, bud.
Hey, welcome home, bud.
First, to
what a
all the buds
time.
that came, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
It was long overdue, our trip to the west coast of Canada, but it was great.
It was a blast.
And Buddhism is alive and well. We had great turnouts for the book signings and for the live shows. And best of all, Buds not only came to watch the show, but everyone has a story for how they discovered the podcast or who turned
Yeah.
them on to it or when they listen. We love that stuff.
Yeah, no, there were so many cool people, and we really, again, we were as you, me, and the Yari,
Yeah.
just ripping across. Well, we had a lot of equipment. We had drums and guitar this time.
Yeah,
so
a little music duo.
it was a little more gear, but I think, I took my drums from this house to Victoria and back
Yeah, I know.
by planes.
It was really, I think, worth fighting for to have the music duo thing, because just to see you behind the kit was awesome, and I think that was a real treat for the people that came to the shows.
Yeah, and I want to thank Jordan Gauthier for putting together the Young Classics.
It's really cool.
Really cool little drum kit that kind of,
Snare fits in the tom fits in the bass drum.
yeah, and then it all goes into a case, and we burl around. Makes us easy. It makes it easier to tour.
But the tour, as any road trip, can be was not perfect start to finish. It did have its moments. It did have some bumps.
Yeah.
Starting with, and we told these stories to the folks on the road, but most of you weren't there, so we'll share them again.
Yeah.
We Airbnb'd it in all of the places we were staying because, frankly, it's more cost effective and it's nice for us to get to spend time together.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle when they stayed together that summer in
the early days. You know what we should do? You know what we could do? Dreaming
Yeah.
and scheming and talking about the show and stuff?
Yeah, for sure.
So you booked all of the Airbnb things on my account. And in fairness, what you didn't know is that last fall when I went to Croatia with my in-laws, I used my mother-in-law's credit card to book them a place in Zagreb. So you booked our cross-country tour inadvertently on my mother-in-law's credit card. So they got credit card statement bill for $2,200 or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't even have an Airbnb. So she called Royal Bank Visa Security, and they were like looking into it. Almost could have been bad news bears, but we got that resolved.
We got it sorted.
Yeah.
And we finally got to Victoria.
Victoria.
First.
And because of the 4-hour time difference, I was kind of pooched, so I turned in early.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking before I went to bed, is there any reason why I would need to have my phone on? And I decided that because of the time change, because my family was asleep and it wasn't work hours, I could just shut it down and concentrate on getting a good night's sleep.
And I decided to go grab, I think it was like, I don't know, a phone charger or something in the car.
Yeah.
And I brought the fob.
Yep.
And I got into the car, got what I needed, came back, didn't find the fob, couldn't get in the door, started walking around the building, trying to find another way. I was like, oh, okay, I'll text Jonathan. Text you, nothing. Text you again, nothing. Call you, goes right to machine.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh no, the phone's off. I'm not getting up there. I toss a couple little stones, little ones, and some like little pieces of sod at the window, nothing. And I guess cut to me on the 6'2" homeless guy's shoulders trying to reach for the the balcony, and just kind of missing and almost falling down onto the guy, and couldn't make it up there. So I wandered around a bit. I had to charge up my phone. He was nice enough to take me to a Salvation Army where I could charge the phone. He's like,
that's a real bud right there.
Yeah, it was a real bud. He's like, stay here if you want. He's like, it's a nice spot, tight, some good folks here. I'm like, yeah, I totally, like, you know, I get that's awesome and stuff, but I just was like, I wanted to sleep like I just wanted to sleep in a super swank bed, man.
Sure.
So anyway, I ended up in the Hilton, throwing down $200.
First night.
Phone's dead, and they don't have any chargers there, so I have to go walking around. I didn't really know where I was, and I didn't know where at that point to get back to the place, and so I had to go to this local little mall and charge my phone for like 10 minutes, but it was stuck in there because it was one of those little boxes that you put your phone in and they give you a key to lock it in there for some reason. So my phone was stuck in there, and I had to wait like an extra 25 minutes to finally text you, and then I saw 50 texts of you going, are you all right? Is everything okay?
Well, yeah, because I woke up at 6:30 in the morning and turned my phone on, and you have 27 new text notifications.
Yeah.
It was like, what the? And they were an escalating scale in terms of tone. It started with good nature, like, hey, bud.
I started turning on you for sure.
You turned on me, which I totally get.
3 o'clock.
It's the worst feeling in the world. So the messages by the end were like, nice going. Thanks for leaving your phone on. Which I get. So that was probably the worst.
You know what? It was good to get it under the belt and away
exactly.
from the deal.
I know we say this all the time, but I was so touched by some of the very personal stories that people are into sharing with us about, you know, what the pod means to them. And lots of folks going through, you know, treatments for things or hard times in their life, and they've found the pod really is maybe the only time in their life they laugh, you know, these days while they're going through stuff. It's really powerful, because sometimes you just think, you know, we're having this conversation in a vacuum and it doesn't mean something to people, but it really does. It really resonates with you buds as much as it resonates with us, and as much as we love doing it. So
no, it was great to go out, and the fact that it's pretty much doubled what everywhere we were at, the amount of people and the amount of support, and just who everybody who's been there from the beginning are there, and there's so many more, and everybody that you meet. There was people that don't really go out a lot, and I assume people that listen to podcasts are probably sometimes are that type of person. They don't really like going out much, and there were a lot of people that came up to me and said, "Hey, I'm not the type of person that goes out, but I was really appreciative of all the people that I've met here, and I had a really great night, and I was really kind of I felt I came out of my shell because I met so many people that were very positive, and that's one thing that's amazing, is the group of people and the positivity that we kind of create as a room is really what it's all about.
Well, and that's why when buds come up on stage and play games, if it doesn't go as they'd hoped, or if they don't hit the post or something, it is about the warmest, squishiest room you could ever imagine. And I saw, I think it was a tweet from a gal named Chelsea yesterday saying, I didn't have anyone to go with, even though I had tickets. If you ever have a ticket to come to a show and you don't have anyone to go with, it is such a warm and friendly environment. And even if you come alone, you'll leave with 200 friends.
It is.
Because everyone that goes is a bud.
Yeah, for sure.
Very welcoming environment. And we heard that time and time again, too.
It's no different than like people that feel comfortable going to a movie by themselves, because sometimes you're like, why would I go to a movie with someone else? But then if you think about it, I'm not really talking to that person at all during the movie, so why not go to a movie by yourself?
Right.
It's one of those things where you think going to a social environment by yourself is like not a bad move, when sometimes it's a great move if you don't have a chance to do it much, you know, especially there.
I mean, in a weird way, because we do so many things ourselves, from merch to, you know, every day was like, go to the airport, load the stuff, get a van, drive to the Airbnb, check in. In a weird way, the shows were almost like the little respite from all that hard work.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, every show, every little tour, we're learning more about it, and learning what buds want to see and hear in the show, what works and what doesn't. And I think we've got our merch dialed.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is great. We got the price point down, which is one of the things that we were really interested in doing. And we've partnered with a company called Cut Loose. And Chris from the Flatliners is one of the owners of Cut Loose.
Ground floor bud.
Yeah, ground floor, first responder bud. So we think we have the shipping figured out. If you're going to come to any of our book signings in the Maritimes, by the way, we will have all kinds of merch with us for those. We can do greasy parking lot sales afterwards.
I love the greasy parking lot.
We did it in Victoria at Boland's Books. Can't sell merch in these businesses, but we were like, hey, you want to stick around afterwards and we'll meet you in the hall? It was so old school.
Yeah, that's right. It was good times.
But I know that people want to get merch as gifts for the holidays and stuff. So first of all, Cut Loose has all their stuff online, and they are really good about shipping and stuff. Second of all, Dartmouth, Truro, Moncton, Fredericton, Charlottetown, the weekend of the 8th, 9th, and 10th. We will have lots of merch with us on those trips too. So if you want to come out, get your book signed, or buy some greasy parking lot merch, we're all about it.
Yeah, we'll be burling that away, and we're gonna get some cool stuff happening online too, because these guys are all gung ho about being buds and spreading the happening love, as well as getting stuff that buds want. There's sometimes people want merch that isn't available.
I know.
Things that, you know, that a lot of people seem to like bod mugs.
Yeah.
Coffee mugs.
Maybe it's a mug that says bod on one side and Mafk on the other.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
Or a bad Mafk mug.
Or Mafk toques or Mafk shirts.
Or a toque that says lit AF. Let us know on the Twitter service what it is you'd like to see for merch, because we're trying to figure out what a special Christmas shirt should be.
Yeah.
Like, is it, "What's going on, big nuts?" on a t-shirt? I would wear that. "What's going on, big nuts?" But then you get into like, how do you spell what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
I ordered a box of baseball hats that say Mafks, but they're all tiny.
No way, none
They're
of
like
them fit.
children's size.
Come on.
Yeah. So I
What
have
do
a box.
you
If you have a
mean?
kid that wants to wear a hat that says Mafks,
Are you serious? It's like youth size? Like
yeah.
John and Jack size?
Yeah, they are. They're youth size Mafks hats. They're so tiny.
They're little math cats.
Yeah. Oh, someone was also saying we should get some pregnancy wear that says like Bud in the oven.
Yeah, that would be good for
Should
sure.
be wicked too, or Lil Bud.
Yes.
Anyway, get at us with your merch ideas.
Yeah. Anyway,
One-
let's take a break, Bot.
Oh my gosh, let's do it.
Fucking ready. Yellow.
And we're back.
Yes.
So of all the things you can plan for in a tour, you can have extra drumsticks and guitar strings. You can make sure there's enough merch there. But something happened in Edmonton that we could not have been prepared for.
No.
Do you want to start or do I want to start?
Well, I'll start with the situation in the morning. We woke up in our beautiful Airbnb in Edmonton,
Thank you
And,
to my mother-in-law.
ready to rock, and we heard it was a tweet that was tweeted to us about a person saying, "Hey guys, have a great show tonight. I'm not going because I heard about a terrible situation that happened with the owners at the club," with a link. And we were both like, "What?" And you want to take it from there, basically?
Yeah, the link was to a statement from a woman who worked at the venue we were supposed to play at, called the Needle Vinyl Tavern. And she had been the victim of a sexual assault by one of the owners of that establishment in March of this year. And she stayed through the summer because, as she lays out in her statement, her best friends in the world work there. They are servers and they are management, and she was very clear about saying it was the owners, or one owner in particular, who was responsible for this incident, and though she complained, her complaints didn't get her anywhere. So she didn't want to quit because she didn't want all of her good friends and network to be out of work. She didn't want to be the person that torpedoed the place and left all these people without work. So the week before our gig there, she sent a few emails to the owners saying, "I feel like this hasn't been resolved properly." And those emails went ignored. And so she finally decided, after a meeting with the owners, I gather last Friday, that was very unsatisfactory, that she was going to quit. So after she quit, she released a statement on Facebook outlining what had happened, outlining the steps that she took in the wake of the incident, outlining her reasons for staying, outlining why now she felt it was time to leave. And so we were suddenly, I think it was around early afternoon, right? 1 or 2 p.m.?
Yeah. And as soon as we heard that this was the case, we clearly were like, well, we're not playing here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it would be crappy not to play here. So we called our bod agent, Aaron Schubert, and he got on the line with the local promoter. And honestly, everybody rallied together so quickly that we were slotted to play the Buckingham and that night instead, and we had the best time, and it was incredible, and it couldn't have been any better in terms of the situation. But to be honest, it was jarring. But the allegations like this, they come a lot of the time, and they go a lot of the time on swept under the carpet, and people move on and think that nothing happened, and it's time for that to stop and things like this to happen, where if something comes up, then you look at the situation and you think, well, this seems to me pretty good enough reason to not deal with this person or this establishment anymore, and that's exactly what happened. So it's time is now to stand up anytime something like that happens. Don't feel like you have to keep it inside. And I'm hoping that this is kind of the beginning of the end of that kind of behavior with owners and clubs and people in power that seem to think that they have control, and the sickness to think that they can touch their staff.
Yeah, I think safe to say it's not an incident that's isolated to that one venue, that one time. It sounds like it's pretty rampant in the club industry. I mean, people are working long hours, there's lots of alcohol involved, people's judgment gets impaired and all that. The thing, I love so many things about this though. First of all, hate that it happened, of course. Second of all, I love that it wasn't even a discussion between you and I. We're on the same page about that big time. Our agent was, the promoter was, this new venue was. We invited the woman who shared her story. And again, the thing that I always return to is, show me one person who's benefited career-wise, financially, in any way from coming forward about a painful occurrence.
No, never.
Never happens. So the only impetus to do it is to tell the truth. But I love that all the buds rallied. The change of venue was more important than the small pain it was to get that done. And more importantly, the message that was sent to the woman who shared her story was, we believe you, and we're not going to endorse that stuff. And I think, as we said at the time, the benefit of the doubt has historically been on the side of the accused, and it's high time for the benefit of the doubt to be extended to the victims.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't we assume she's telling the truth?
Yeah, and we understand that the staff at the Needle and Vinyl Tavern obviously lost their night in terms of work, and that's a shame. So we bandied together with the buds, and they raised some cash to give to them, hopefully just a small amount of what they probably would have made working, but some tips that they probably obviously deserve the under the situation where they're completely innocent, and it's a shame that their jobs are all of a sudden are gone. So hopefully the city will bandy together and get all these great workers and great staff into other positions soon as well.
Yeah, and you realize, like, people often talk about how change is hard, and it is hard, and both of us are middle-aged white dudes, so we can't suggest for a moment we know what it feels like to be on the receiving end of that. But I felt it was really important for us, as you did, to side with her and look at all the good that came out of it. It was Mr. Rogers that said, wasn't it? When he was a kid and something bad happened in the world, his mom would say, but look for the helpers. There are always helpers. Mm-hmm. And there were so many helpers that day that made the gig pretty seamlessly switch venues. And if the only positive outcome was that the woman who shared her story felt like this little community had her back, then that was already worth it. But I was personally touched by the number of dudes that were like, man, thank you guys for making that decision. That sent a really strong message, and we really appreciate it.
No, absolutely, for sure. So
it takes dudes to stand up and say we're not going to put up with it either.
It was, we had all kinds of emotions throughout this tour, and that it was, again, like you said, it's not something that you wanted to ever have to happen, but it was, at least there was something, we saw some good that came of it for sure.
Big time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't surprise me that dudes are starting to get fed up too. The dudes that don't do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Who are like, man, would you guys quit doing this greasy stuff? Because it's making it hard for the rest of us, Yeah.
Well, it's if something happens, tell somebody.
Yeah.
When it happens.
Not to suggest, of course, that it's harder for us dudes that don't do it than it is for anybody else. It's obviously the most hard on the victims. That should go without saying. But all in all, for a situation that was a little dicey, I'm pleased with how we handled it. I was so thankful to this other venue. By the way, if you're in Edmonton and you're a vegan or not, the Buckingham has an all-vegan menu, but it's all like legit meat lovers' paradise.
Yeah, if you're like down with it, you won't notice a difference. You can go there.
And have chicken wings.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to get ticks on your beard from the bod that just got back from Bonnaroo with his mustache wax.
Yeah.
It ain't that kind of deal. It's a bod's place.
But just the nicest staff and the greatest venue, and it was a happy accident.
Yes.
Also, just as a follow-up, after some, I think 50 gigs were canceled at the original venue, its doors have been closed indefinitely.
Yeah.
Like there's a sign on the door, the lights are not on, like, bye now. Mm-hmm. So it does work.
Yep.
Which is great.
Feel free to come forward, bods.
There you go, bods.
Here you go. So let's move on to this new game that we have called, is it Add 'em Up? Is that what you want to call it?
Yeah.
It basically came from my inability with math to put numbers together quickly.
Well, we have our roles on the road.
I'm more of a reading guy.
I'm a driving guy.
Yeah. When it comes to counting up like money up from merch and stuff like that, man, it's just, I'm really bad at it, and to the point of laughing. And you're like, you're like the woman at Woolco who can count, $1,000 in 30 seconds.
But I like that the more time we spend on the road, the better we get to know each other's little idiosyncrasies.
Definitely.
I am circumstantially cranky if I'm hot, hungry, or tired. Mm-hmm. If I'm a little cranky, it's one of those three things, and it's easy to resolve.
Though? Who's not cranky when they're tired?
Yeah, I guess who's
hungry?
not.
You know what I mean?
But I drive. I'm good at counting the money. Mm-hmm. You're good at schmoozing with airlines and advancing the shows with promoters and stuff because you speak that language and I don't.
And my navigation skills are getting better too.
They're getting better.
Yeah.
You're also good at saying, "Can you put some bass drum in his monitor?"
Oh yeah,
like Simple Plan slapback styles.
Yes, I doctor your monitors for you.
I like that.
Hey man, you got to learn.
Feels good.
Because we're further apart, which is cool, but you need to hear me, and I need to hear you the same.
Exactly.
For sure. And drums,
our duo, Right Friggy.
Yeah. We're going to be
We'll have to come up with some new jams. It's going to slowly become a music concert, like with the odd game of blank look and Mafk at the start.
No, for sure. Totally.
Because it's so fun playing, and it's
and
really
you know
fun
what?
to play as a little duo.
It's so timely now that there's a Juno comedy album nomination available.
There you go.
That's our goal, bud.
We better do a record.
Yeah, time to do it.
Karaoke.
Just like Bob and Doug with Take Off.
What would our album be called? Right Friggy?
Well, we can have different moments. We can imagine the Gino and Joe song. Can you imagine?
Oh my gosh. They stop and fight in the middle of it? I said that part's halftime. So how does Add 'em Up work? I will give you a list of numbers, and then you'll give me a list of numbers, and we have to add up the total as we go.
I'm not giving you a list of numbers. I'm just going to throw a bunch of numbers at you.
Okay.
I don't even know. Like, it's not really about me asking you numbers. That's just for, like we can actually do that to start. Just to show that you're good at it.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 6.
Yeah.
Plus 7.
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to say it when I go.
Oh, 13.
Yeah. Plus 9.
22.
Plus 7.
29.
Plus 6.
35.
Plus 8.
43.
Plus 4.
47.
Plus 7.
54.
Plus 9.
63.
Okay, that's good. Now do that to me.
Okay, you ready?
Watch this go off the rails like the Leafs 4 years ago.
Okay, you ready?
2 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, you can't even count the number of years ago.
Yeah.
It
It goes like 40, 50 years.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Plus 11.
14.
Plus 7.
21.
Plus 6.
28. Am I wrong? Is that right or wrong?
21 plus 6.
21 plus 6, 27.
Plus 9.
No, I was off. As soon as I'm off, you got to stop.
Oh, it's over. All right.
Yeah, that's it. I think I was wrong.
So you got 4 numbers. You added 4 numbers in a row.
Eventually, I start just guessing.
like somewhere near there.
The thing that always bugged me about math is if you got the right answer but your work was wrong, you got it wrong.
No, I know.
Okay, try another one. You ready?
Really?
Yeah, 7.
7? Okay.
Plus 1.
8.
Plus 8.
16.
Plus 13.
Oh.
Really?
31?
Oh.
Is that close or not even?
Wow.
Oh, so it's shut down. My brain turns off.
16 plus 13.
Yeah.
It's 29.
I'm not even listening right now.
That's
It's
so
like-
interesting.
It's like when my brother would lift the hood of a car. When I see the hood raise, it was like a guy hypnotizing me to not know what's happening.
I don't know.
And
Should
I
that
thought
game
I
be
start-
called Add 'em Up or Math Mafks?
I start falling apart when I think of those things. I
Math
don't know
Mafks.
Maths.
Okay, let's do it one more time. You ready?
No, I hate this.
It's so good.
It's like so
'Kay,
stressful. What?
8
Okay.
plus 8
16.
plus 7.
Oh no.
What do you mean, oh no?
Because it's like I see a wall and it's like, how's this gonna fall? What is it
Really?
again? Yes. It's like my brain turns off.
I was talking about this. I went swimming with Shug's class this morning.
I can't see it. I just start stacking the numbers and I see like lines and it doesn't make
Like
any
Tetris.
sense.
This is the
It
interesting
takes me-
thing. I
it
went
takes
swimming
me
with
so
Shug's class this
long.
morning, and I was talking with the school principal and Shug's teacher and another parent. And I was saying, because she was talking about how, even with swimming, kids learn at different speeds and kids are at different levels. And so I was saying, I would imagine that's the hardest thing about being a teacher. Do you teach to the middle, in which case the smart kids are kind of bored and treading water, or the slower kids are feeling left out? Or do you teach to the lowest kids and everyone else is kind of waiting?
Yeah.
And she said, this is the interesting thing. Take math, for example. Some people, if you say, what's 20 plus 9?
Yeah.
They go 29. Some people get it if you say, if you're 28 and then you celebrate a birthday, how old are you? And some people get it if you say, how old are you 7 years after your 22nd birthday?
No, but when you ask when you're 28 on your birthday, I was like, well, does that mean it's like it's your 28th birthday? Because you're saying it's your birthday when you're 28?
Okay, so if you're 28 and then you have another birthday,
Okay, yeah. Okay.
how old are you?
Yeah, you're 29.
Yeah. So
I know that
point
one there,
was,
bud. Huh?
her point was that kids have different strategies and styles and levels of comprehension. Mm-hmm. And so in some cases, they actually devise their own little tricks for how to do math that might be completely different than what you're teaching. So her argument was your job as a teacher is to hone in on what each kid kind of uses as a frame of reference and then teach to that.
That's it.
Which is pretty crazy. She said in some cases, if kids are numerically inclined, you can kind of group together, all right, these 4 or 5 kids, tend to use numbers best, and these 4 or 5 kids are better at English than they are at math, so word problems work better for them.
Yeah.
But you can have like a dozen different strategies and styles in a class. It must be hard to teach.
Yeah, it's weird because I can feel time. Like I can feel 16 bars, 32 bars, 64 bars, but 8 to, I can feel the time pass, but to have the numbers come like in odd spots, I don't know, maybe I'm just used to an even flow, but in my head I just start getting conflicted and then I have to just take my time. And it's like, okay.
Well, drumming is obviously at its core math, right?
Well, it is when you take it and put it on paper of what's happening for sure. But kind of everything is numbers when you break it down. But time, definitely when you're playing time, yeah.
Like I know even when I'm, a beginner drummer. But when people visiting have sat down behind the drum kit, and I'll say, count to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the snare, and then every 3 hit the hi-hat too. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. A lot of people can't do that.
Well, yeah, but I think once they do it for a little bit, it's not that difficult to understand. But yeah, some people can't grasp that either. I know exactly what you mean. There's some people that just, it doesn't click.
Welcome back to Mafks.
And they could be an accountant, like a master accountant, which is funny.
Yeah, but those Mafks might not get the train leaves Etobicoke at 2:03 p.m. going 80 kilometers an hour. That might be more word Mafks.
And that's the end of this segment, Mafk.
But when we come back, we're going to play, what is it called? Dad's in Charge?
Dad's Not Cool?
Dad's Not Cool Jams.
Yeah.
Coming right up. It's our 125th, bud.
Yay.
BRB.
Let me ask you this right quick, you know what I mean?
How do you like your eggs, son?
Whatever, scrambled. Whatever's fastest.
Turn on my music. You know I don't like to make eggs without music.
Can you drive me to Colby's?
Sure, I can drive you to Colby's. Check out these moves.
Oh my gosh, Dad, you're so embarrassing. Dad, just because Mom's away for the weekend at a quilting bee doesn't mean you need to make making eggs last the whole weekend. I told Colby I'd be over there first thing this morning.
Whatever, you want some salad with this?
Yeah, because eggs and salad is sweeping the nation.
No, because I feel the tip of the iceberg, and I worry about you.
It's not
this
iceberg
weekend, son.
lettuce. Oh my God, you're... Can I make my own toast? I'm willing to help just to make it go faster.
Want some ketchup on toast? Hey, son.
Can you turn down this whatever this is?
What? Turn down this whatever this is. This is why you were born, son.
Is this those YYC losers again?
What? You don't even know? Here. Check out this album cover, son.
Ugh. Album?
This is what you
even
should look
is
like.
that?
You've got all that hair, you should look like one of these guys. You know all the women these boys met playing this mathematical rock across the world?
Do you know what might be cool?
What's that?
Is if you did what the name of the band is.
Are you talking about the whiteout substance that you'd sniff in high school, son?
What are you even talking about?
Oh, we used to hit Rush in school. You sniff it. It was called Rush. Pretty sure that's why these guys are called that.
No, I don't mean...
It made you feel like that. Made me want to just count as hard, as fast, and high as I could.
I mean, why don't you rush and finish my eggs so you can drive me to Colby's? Ew, Dad, ever since you got your apartment, it's like I don't even know you anymore.
Listen to Ged.
What is a Ged?
Listen. That's Neil. Oh, here goes Alex.
I want to kneel and pray that you and Mom get back together because I'm worried about your judgment.
Listen to that. He's doing that.
Please turn this off. I'm getting a migraine.
Whew.
Mom told me to tell you to keep the music down low so that I didn't get a migraine.
All right. Jeez, I'm sorry. Do you mind if I just sing you a couple lyrics? Like, modern day warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride. How you like your eggs? You like them scrambled.
That's not even a lyric.
So?
Oh God.
I like my coffee. I like my coffee living on a lighted stick.
Oh my God.
Approach
Can we listen to Simple Plan, please?
For those who think and feel, Steven, my son.
At least Simple Plan knows how I feel. They can express what I'm thinking inside me.
It's just the universal dream, Steven.
Ew.
How greasy is that combo?
I feel like that dad is at the point in his relationship where he's over the sadness and he's ready to like emerge a butterfly. He's ready to go back to Crocodile Rock and try to wheel. Don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
And he doesn't care if the son's not feeling it.
No, he doesn't. He's lived long enough to not give a shit about that stuff.
Yep.
Now
And he's got
ready?
in his hip pocket, he's got, well, Steven, maybe when you get to be my age, you'll realize what's important in life. And what's important in life is not being with your mother. All right, so I'm a dad now.
What's important in life is me following Rush on their 2025
Exactly. Rush is done.
tour. I know, for the time being.
Do you think they'll announce, hey, we're back?
I don't know. I think Neil's not feeling it anymore. So maybe they'll do it with another drummer.
What about you?
That would be a good time.
On the jet? Just promise me if you do it, I can come on the jet sometime.
See, yeah, it's the beauty, because Neil never liked to fly. I'm okay with flying.
Neil never
okay
liked to
with
fly, so he would ride his motorbike between legs?
Or the tour bus. He'd chill in his tour bus.
If I promise to remember not to use the restroom on the plane, can I come on the plane?
Of course. I'm sure those guys would love having you around. Alex and Getty, you'd crack the hell out of them.
Yeah.
You've met those guys. Haven't you met Alex a couple times?
I've met Alex, yeah. I've never met Getty or Neil.
Well, Alex is a pile of fun, man.
He's a good dude, yeah.
He really is. He's hilarious.
So how do we start this tags for Rush?
Well, let's maybe wait until Rush decides to maybe do a show.
Yeah, but maybe they're holding
Maybe they
off
need the shove.
on doing a show because they don't have a drummer.
I don't know, man. It's up to them.
Maybe they need to take out 2 drummers.
Let me put the next jam up. Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, I'm the dad.
And I'm the kid. You
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah.
You want to start with talking, or are you gonna want the jam?
I will start with talking.
Okay, perfect.
Maggie, get in the car. We're going to be late for your dance class.
Okay.
I secretly love Wednesdays when I get to pick you up just a hair early and we can have some Daddy Maggie time on the drive to dance class.
Dad, I'm putting in my earbuds already.
Why?
What are you doing?
Oh, let's not be those fathers and daughters who don't even have anything to talk about anymore. I'm hip to the groove. Listen to this jam.
Come on, Dad, not this song.
Take out your earbuds. It's time for your music.
Something went on here, something went on there. And
This time on TNT,
Randy Bachman and Donovan are reunited at Bono's Christmas party.
we play the top 5 Dad's Not Cool jams.
Plus a brand new game, Mafks. It's all coming up right now on TNT.
This Christmas, baby, please come home.
Oh, great thinking, Bono, yeah? Invite people over to your Christmas party and play your one Christmas song over and over again. Excuse me while I retreat to the basement to vomit, yeah? It's a terrible...
Don't, please.
Do you want to see
don't.
Dab and Dad again?
No, don't.
Come on, I can dab while I drive.
You're dabbing in the beat.
Oh,
This
Henry's in the
is
back
hell.
window. Pipe down, bot.
Oh,
Look, watch the old man dab to Billy Joel.
no. Oh, don't. Oh, my God.
Well, here we are at dance class.
And you're still doing that. Stop with the double arms.
A little dabble do ya, right, Maggers?
No. Please stop, Daddy.
I'll see you after dance class, Maggot.
No. And he's leaving doing it.
Mag salad
He's still
sandwich. Don't forget
dabbing.
the old guys out here listening to Billy Joel when you're ready for a drive home.
Little dabble, do ya?
Oh.
He's dabbing all the way away.
Dad,
Holy
dabbing.
fuck, that's awful.
Dabbing Dad. Poor Maggot.
Oh, throwing out the little dabble, do ya?
Oh. Maggers. Mag salad sandwich. Magricultural exhibit. Maggot.
That's too much. I could just sense how annoying that guy was.
I know. And really, like, he sets it up as though he can't wait to spend time with her, but really it's to ram his own agenda down her throat. Why don't you join the Glee Club? It was the best, most fun I've ever had.
Man,
What a sin.
that was good. That was good.
All right, let's do the next one.
All right.
I'll be a Dada.
The daughter?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm making dinner by myself again.
Can I help you?
What are you doing here this weekend?
You know, living with mom is fun because she's not going through the emotional trauma that you are, but I'm worried about you.
Well, I'm just so glad that you're here, Gwendolyn.
Dad, I just think there's other music you could maybe be listening to that might help you feel better. It seems like the music that you're choosing to listen to is making you feel worse.
I was just carving another pot roast for myself, but would you like some?
I guess so. It wouldn't hurt. Mom's waiting in the car just in case you were in a bad way and I needed to go back home. But maybe I'll text her and tell her I'm going to stay for dinner.
You could stick around. I was just gonna throw on Sophie's Choice and make some popcorn.
Dad, it's been 7 years. I feel like you should be moving on.
Moving on from what?
From Mom. It's not going to happen again. She's remarried. They have kids.
Anyway, just let me watch Kramer versus Kramer by myself.
Dad, I want to show you this website called movingon.org. It's for other sad singles that aren't able to move on from their prior relationships. There are all kinds of sad singles just like you looking to meet other sad people so they can be sad together.
That kind of sounds like a good idea, Gwendolyn, but it's not me.
It's not anyone who's on this website. That's the whole point of it. Don't you want to be lonely together with someone?
I just wanna lie down.
You know Lacey, the orphan from my stats class?
Who?
Lacey, her mom wanted to meet someone special. And when that didn't work out, I was like,
she's
what about my
okay.
dad?
She's okay with a chubby, Mr. Dress-Up looking Mav.
That's what she wrote on the form. That's what she's looking for.
Really?
Yeah, it's just more of you to love is what she said. She used the word portly, not chubby, but I think you're her type.
Well, maybe it is my time to shine.
Are you self-loathing? Because that was an important quality too.
Oh.
That poor dad. He's not moving on at all.
Okay, you ready for your guy?
Yeah, my guy's going to be upbeat guy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, you want the song or you first?
Hit the song. Gabby!
What?
Just because you're 15 doesn't mean you're too old to dance with the old man.
No way!
Come on, Backstreet's back, girlfriend.
No way!
Yes!
I'm going to this concert on Friday. You're not coming.
I got my Diamond True Religions on. You know what happens when that happens.
Oh,
I like to shake my bootay.
Stop!
Should I wear this Affliction t-shirt or this Tap Out t-shirt to the concert with you on Friday?
You're not coming to the concert, are you?
Yeah, I got a ticket right beside you.
What?
Should I wear this Von Dutch hat or this cowboy hat?
This is gonna be the worst night ever.
Should I wear this puka shell necklace or this one that looks like a shower curtain chain?
Oh, Dad! You're gross.
Should I wear my Puma Ferrari shoes or should I wear these flip-flop slides?
Just because Mom left you, you don't have to act like you're 27.
Whoa. Just because I'm wearing Axe body spray doesn't mean you have to judge my journey.
Just because you have to wear your sunglasses on the back of your neck, even though it's 10 o'clock at night.
So, why don't you hop in my, what are the two-door Subaru cars with the spoilers called?
WRX.
Yeah, why don't you hop in that? Because I just leased it for 48 months, OAC, with 0 down. Because I have to reestablish my credit since your mom left, and I don't have any.
Is that a new tattoo?
What?
Is that a new tattoo on your arm?
That barbed wire? Yeah, it is.
Oh my god.
Do you know what it is? It's, I like to pretend that I have barbed wire around my heart now, and you'll have to be very tactical to ever get in to love me.
Oh man, that song. I remember hearing that pounding out of cars in Montreal when no one knew who they were. And going, what is this shit?
Did they break in Quebec?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, man. Music Plus, you have to thank.
Go fig, Newton.
I know. Well, I think a lot of boy bands and that kind of music started breaking in Montreal and before even America, obviously.
Jeremy
Like,
Taggart.
Ground Zero.
Allow me one boy band jam that you're like, that's actually not bad.
No. You have one?
You can't?
Well, I mean, it would have to be like Jackson 5. Like, I can deal with their jams. That kind of boy band.
There isn't one Backstreet Boys song or NSYNC song that you like?
No fucking way, man. No chance. I mean, I can understand, like, the Max Martin formula. Like, I appreciate the songwriting part. Like, okay, that's an interesting note with that chord, but fucking no thanks. There's way too much incredible music to listen to.
Do you like Taylor Swift?
I don't listen to Taylor Swift, no, but I don't hate it.
Okay, What is your musical guilty pleasure? What is one band or artist that you're like, you know what, I kind of dig these people?
Well, you know how it is. If your kids like something, you can appreciate it through their eyes because whatever like they dig, you're okay with it. It's really interesting, and I'm sure you've met people like when you're in with the kid, you got the parent.
Do you like Katy Perry?
No.
Do you like
I'm just
John
trying to
Mayer?
think do I like John Mayer? No,
Yeah.
I appreciate he's a good guitar player. He's got a good band. I guess Steve Jordan with him. Great drummer.
Do you like Justin Bieber?
Not really, but I don't hate him. I don't, like I don't hate Ed Sheeran.
There you go, bud.
He's I just saw him as like some kid with a guitar looking like Harry Potter's friend looking Mafks.
Yeah.
So maybe I was like, what, when you first see him, you're like, oh, this poor guy. And then you're like, oh, this guy now with the tattoos and playing arenas by himself with an acoustic. Like, whoa. What am I to say?
We were, where were we? Nashville, trying to get home to Halifax during the summer, and the flight was canceled. And the woman working behind the counter looked exactly like Ed Sheeran.
Oh, wow.
And that did not benefit either of us.
Yeah, you didn't say anything, did you? No, you didn't.
Ed Sheeran looking Mavk? I did to Carol.
Yeah, but you didn't say like...
Yeah, listen, Ed Sheeran.
No,
we need to get back.
Hit her with some jams?
Yeah. Lego House is a jam. I will stand behind Lego House. Although I watched half an hour of a Bee Gees concert on PBS last night, and it was lit AF.
Really?
Yeah.
What about what's your Backstreet Boys jam then?
Shape of My Heart.
Really?
Yeah.
You're like putting it on during the bike ride?
No, but I like okay.
No, I'm saying
I enjoy pleasing harmonies. There are pleasing harmonies. Although I'm not sure what Kevin sings in the Backstreet Boys, and I'm not convinced that he does.
No.
Because there's never, unlike Boys to Men, where there's the, girl, I want to snack it up, flip it, and rub it down. You know what I mean?
You know who got the raw deal?
Who?
was Milli Vanilli. Those poor guys.
Yeah.
Like, everyone else was fake, and they do it, and they get fucking roasted for it. Like, come on, man. Now everybody lip syncs, and everyone's using auto-tune with their voice. So what the hell's the difference?
No, look, we really can sing Apology.
No, but they were hit songs based on, hey, check out these two dudes jumping into each other, and everybody were like, they had a thing. Like, how many other bands have been popular just because of what they look like, you know? Like,
the Mafks might have been first responders for yoga pants.
for sure.
They wore yoga pants before anyone else.
With the jumping, running. Remember the VH1 behind the music with that?
Yeah, those Lisa Bonet looking masks.
Oh my God. And I'm running on jet setting around the world and the cocaine and the jet setting.
What a sin.
Okay, let's do this last one quick.
Oh yeah, we're done.
No, hold on.
Okay, hit it.
Hey, you want to pass me the checkers? You want to play checkers?
Dad,
play checkers?
When have I ever wanted to play checkers?
You want to play chess?
When have I ever wanted to play chess?
Why are you so negative?
Because you decided to move to the country. And so the only thing I want to play is the game of Leave Me Alone. You go first.
I just like how you're so articulate even when you're arguing with your father.
I don't know why you thought it was a good idea to move way out here, especially when I'm in grade 11 and I'm just trying to find my social footing.
Shall I tell you the story about ants and how they came?
If this is another Dave Matthews story about how they march,
not funny.
why don't you tell me the story about how I get in the car and you drive me to the dance?
Geology and mountains tonight from 9 to 10 o'clock. Be in the study.
The only geology I am interested in is getting stoned. You heard me.
Have you been in my basement grow laboratory?
I can't believe you think that's still a shock. Everybody knows you're a pothead. Masking as the Napoleon Dynamite's brother looking mask.
Nobel Peace Prize winning sounding math.
Maths. Math masks.
Yeah, that's a good way to finish her up, eh, bud? 125 in the can.
Bud.
Bye, bud.
Next minute, bud.
Dun, 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 dun,